This year, Dell Technologies wants to help you do amazing things with their best tech. For a limited time only, save on select next-gen PCs like the XPS 13 Plus, where you can make the everyday easier with Windows 11. Plus, curate your dream setup with great deals on select monitors, mice, and more must-have electronics and accessories. When you shop online at Dell.com/deals, you'll have access to leading-edge technology to match your forward-thinking spirit and free shipping on everything. Again, that's Dell.com/deals.
I'm Gretchen Rubin, and this is A Little Happier. I often talk about my 4 tendencies personality framework that divides people into upholders, questioners, obligers, and rebels. If you don't know about this framework and you don't know your tendency, you can read an explanation and take the quiz to find out your own tendency at GretchenRubin.com/quiz. Of the 4 tendencies, Obliger is the largest tendency, the one that the biggest number of people belong to. For both men and women, old and young, it's the biggest tendency. And the defining fact about obligers is that they readily meet outer expectations, but they struggle to meet inner expectations. In other words, they keep their promises to other people, but they often don't keep their promises to themselves. For instance, they wouldn't miss a work deadline, but they'd find it hard to exercise on their own or to keep a New Year's resolution. One crucial consequence of this pattern is that for obligers to meet inner expectations, they must create outer accountability. While people of other tendencies often benefit from the strategy of accountability, obligers require it. They need tools such as supervision, late fees, deadlines, monitoring, and consequences enforced from the outside. For obligers, this is the crucial element. Once obligers realize they need outer accountability, they are extraordinarily ingenious in finding ways to give themselves that accountability. In fact, one of my very favorite things in studying the 4 tendencies is to see what new imaginative solutions obligers have invented. I've amassed quite a collection. These are extraordinary. I recently came across one that I'd never encountered before, and it comes from the ancient world. This is a story about Demosthenes, a statesman in ancient Athens during the 4th century BC who was recognized as the greatest of all the ancient Greek orators. This story comes from Parallel Lives, a famous series of biographies written by the historian Plutarch in the 2nd century AD. Plutarch explains that as a young man, Demosthenes was determined to become a great orator. But when he was starting out, he was unsuccessful and couldn't command the attention of an audience. So, to develop his skills, among other things, he built an underground study where he could exercise his voice and practice his speeches, and he'd go there every day without a break. And, Plutarch adds, and this is the imaginative accountability device, quote, he would often remain there even for 2 or 3 months together, shaving one side of his head in order that shame might keep him from going abroad, even though he greatly wished to do so, quote. Now, that is an unusual idea for creating outer accountability. Shaving the hair off one half of your head so you don't want to go out in public until it grows back. I could never have thought of that. Who knows? Maybe that approach or some version of it could work for some obliger today. If you want to read more about the 4 tendencies framework and get more ideas for outer accountability, read my book, The 4 Tendencies, or look on my website, GretchenRubin.com. I'm Gretchen Rubin, and I hope this makes your week a little happier.